Trae. Come on, it's the day with Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Welcome to The Day with Trae. I'm your guest host, Deaunte Damper, stepping in for my girl Trae this week. I am so excited to be with y'all. We have so much to talk about. Today, on Monday, we have the amazing Justin Huertas, who will be here to talk to us about Triple Fire Sign, an amazing concert that they have coming at the Intiman Theatre. I am so excited because, you know, right here at Converge, we love music. I mean, we have talked about DJ Cool Nuts here. We have talked about Def Chef. All of these things you can actually find. We have an amazing music site where you can go to whereweconverge.com/music to learn more. Not just about the music artists that we have here, but right here in the Pacific Northwest, okay? So we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we are talking to the amazing Triple Fire Sign himself, Justin. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Disney and Cameron Mackintosh's Mary Poppins comes to life on stage at the Fifth Avenue Theatre, featuring Step in Time and Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Make it a jolly holiday at Mary Poppins. For tickets, visit fifthavenue.org.
Washington's charter public schools prioritize equitable learning opportunities for all students and strive for openness at every level. Teachers work with parents to build a trusting and supportive learning environment for students. To learn more, visit wacharters.org.
Africatown Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africatown Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africatown Plaza is a love letter to the community.
And welcome back to The Day with Trae. I'm your guest host, Deaunte Damper. In the studio, we have Triple Fire Sign himself, Justin Huertas. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me. It's amazing to be here in the studio.
Well, we are so happy to have you here. You have a busy life.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, what I love so much about like your work is just how much art is surrounded around you.
Yeah.
And you just came back. I mean, we're going to get into Triple Fire Sign in just a second.
Yeah,
but you just came back from doing Lizard Boy.
Yes, yeah.
What was Lizard Boy?
I was at Oregon Shakespeare Festival in Ashland, Oregon, doing my original musical, Lizard Boy. It's the first thing I ever wrote about like 10 years ago. It first premiered at Seattle Rep in 2015. And since then, we've just been touring it. I've been revising it, writing new songs, streamlining the story here and there. And we've been to Europe. We've been to New York last year, off Broadway. And then, yeah, this past year, we were in Ashland, Oregon for like 5 months.
5 months. Where is Ashland, Oregon?
Ashland, Oregon is like Southern Oregon.
Okay.
It's like almost California. And I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been to Southern Oregon. I don't know what the community is like there. I don't know if these people are gonna like my show. It's
Gotcha.
a little weird. It's like a comic book superhero origin story told by a 3-person indie rock band. So I'm like, will they be into that? And it turns out they really super were. So that's amazing. So yeah, that closed and then they came right back here and started another show.
And before we get into the show, I mean, you just seem like music has just been like the story of your life.
Truly.
So tell us, you said origin. So give us your origin story.
Yes. Well, I grew up with comic book superheroes. That was kind of my first love. And so I grew up drawing and illustrating, wanting to be a comic book illustrator. And then I picked up the cello. That became my new venture, and I wanted to be the next Yo-Yo Ma. And then I learned how to sing, and I wanted to be a pop singer. And then
What kind of pop singer? Can I get some of the, can I just hear? Because I think I know some of your, maybe. But
Well, no, I mean, like back then though, all I was listening to, like, I was just listening to divas. I was listening to like, you know, Janet and Mariah and literally like listening to the theme song for this show, I was in my like Rhythm Nation like mindset. I was like, I know this world, I know it. But yeah, and then you know, all the other like kind of, I loved pop music a lot too. So a lot of my music is very influenced by pop. But
when did you start getting into plays?
Yeah, I was cast in like musicals in high school. And then that's when I told my parents, you know what, instead of being a concert cellist, I think I want to be an actor. And they were like, what? Okay, sure. And they were very like supportive, but tentative about it. And then once I created Lizard Boy, which is kind of the intersection of all of the skills I learned throughout my entire life. You know, I act in it, I sing in it, I wrote songs. I played cello in it, and there's my comic book illustrations of the characters are projected on the screen behind me through the whole show. So my parents saw that and they were like, oh, this is the thing that you're supposed to be doing. This is the most Justin thing that could ever be made.
Yeah,
so
I love
that became,
I love that. And you know, I have to ask too, and you know, a lot of the folks of our community folks, especially the ones in art.
Yes.
Shout out to T-Dub. They also talk about like the struggles of like creating, right? And they say, if you build it, they will come. So what are some of the struggles that you have went through trying to develop that?
You know, a lot of it was self-imposed. A lot of it was just like, well, I've never seen someone like me do this kind of a thing. I've never seen a Filipino person, Asian person on stage as a superhero before. So how do I know that I can do that? And so a lot of it were just like, this was mental blocks being like, well, you've never seen it, so it's probably not possible. And then like really getting through that and being like, well, I'm doing it now, so it must be possible.
Yeah.
And I love that part of it because now, you know, young people who are also wanting to tell their stories are getting to see someone like me on stage and know that it is completely possible and amazing for them to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think about that so much now because I think about art in itself and community in 2020 and how much art has so many folks that have came out of the pandemic that are acting and singing were in such an isolation piece, and like now they're like living out loud.
Yes, truly, yeah. And that was the crazy thing about Lizard Boy I wrote, you know, before the pandemic. And there's a whole plot point where the main character, he isolates himself because of his green scaly lizard skin, Lizard Boy, and he isolates himself every day except for this kind of fictional costume party that happens once a year, because then he'll blend in with all the costumes. And before the pandemic, I was like, how do I get people to relate to like staying isolated in their home for the entire year? That's so like, that's gonna take a lot of like empathy. And then 2020 happened and I was like, oh wow, that was something I didn't expect to be as relevant as it is now. So now I have this show where someone's isolating themselves and the audience is like, I know that. Oh, I've seen that, I've been that. So
how much did art imitate life in that?
Oh my gosh, it was just like an endless, it was like a loop. It was like a loop because it was my own thing and then life happened and then I was able to take some of my, you know, my experience during the pandemic where I was just like, you know, we were all just sequestered for so long. And then I was like, great, now I have very deep personal experience with that situation. And so I was able to pour that right back into my show.
But being able to travel with it, how is that experience?
It's amazing. I don't get to travel much. I didn't really grow up like having huge vacations to, you know, amazing like faraway places. And I'm so privileged that Lizard Boy is letting me travel. I got to go to Manchester in the UK with it. I got to go to Edinburgh Fringe in Scotland. And then we were off Broadway last year in New York. And that was incredible. And we got nominated for the Drama Desk Awards. And it was one of those things where I'm like, wow, the world is like so It's smaller than I think it is, and it's like it's all like it's possible to go places, and even like Southern Oregon. I was like, I wasn't the most excited to go to Southern Oregon. Once I was there, I was like, you know what? Yeah, it's someplace new. I'm a city boy, but like, you know, being in a small town and doing a show that meant a lot to people was really, really.
Are you from Seattle?
Amazing. I am from Seattle. Yeah.
What part of Seattle?
I'm okay.
Let's do it.
I know. I say I'm from Seattle all the time, and I'm used to saying that. I was born in Tacoma.
Okay.
And I lived in like University Place, Lakewood for a long time, Parkwood, and Parkland, and then I ended up in Everett, and you know, I feel like I lived around Seattle, and then it was like this kind of spiral that got like smaller and smaller until it was like Lake City, like Shoreline, and then finally I was like actually in Belltown, and now I'm on Capitol Hill. Now
you're home.
Now I'm here. This is my home.
And we're so happy to have you home. And you know, when we come back, we're going to actually talk about Triple Fire Sign.
Yes.
Can't wait to do it. You are watching The Day with Trae.
A world of wonder awaits at Pacific Northwest Ballet's The Nutcracker. Treat your loved ones to the Northwest's favorite holiday tradition at Seattle Center's McCall Hall. Visit pnb.org.
Here on Back to Basa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region, and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Basa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities. Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle is bringing a whole lot of star power to town as Taraji P. Henson and Hill Harper headline their 23rd annual breakfast happening November 22nd at the Seattle Convention Center Summit. Grab your tickets now at urbanleague.org.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make the child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2, we don't need no pause. Here we miss you, we gon' get tipsy. Don't need a power shot.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that. Copy my steel. Face the fact that.
And we're back with The Day with Trae. I'm my guy, Justin. And we are getting into this play.
Yes.
Triple Fire Sign.
Yes.
Triple Fire Sign. So can we unpack that? Because we were talking about signs earlier.
Yeah. So this is a concert that's basically like a collection of work from. I've written several musicals, most of them for theaters here in Seattle, a couple of them for theaters elsewhere in the country. And this is a kind of a collection of songs that are from these shows, but also very much about me. Triple Fire Sign refers to my 3 main astrology signs. I am an Aries Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. And the way that I usually explain that to people is like, I wrote this musical Lizard Boy, and I wrote myself a lead in the play where I am a superhero who saves the world.
Okay.
So like, that's my Triple Fire Sign. I'm like, yes, I am like the hero. So Triple Fire Sign, the concert, is sort of like all of the songs that really were inspired from who I am as a person that kind of made their way into my musicals. And the really cool thing about Triple Fire Sign is I'm going to premiere a bunch of songs, brand new songs that people have never heard before. So I'm really, really excited about that.
And how does, I feel like Triple Fire Sign, this is almost like a self-expression of people seeing the inside of your canvas, who you are, right?
Yes, yeah.
And what does that feel like? I mean, accomplishing Lizard Boy,
yeah,
coming back full circles, and now saying you're from Seattle, and now finally being in Seattle.
Yes.
What is this baby mean to you?
What the weird thing about being a writer sometimes is like when you're writing for yourself and for your own voice, sometimes it can get a little daunting, and it can get a little like, oh, I don't want people to see too much of me. I don't want to let people see too much of like my heart. But if I'm writing for characters, that separation makes it a lot easier to express some like deep and like hard feelings. So I've written a lot for these kind of characters in musical theater that I've written for, but a lot of those songs are truly like the deepest expression of who I am and what I've been through. So it's kind of being able to like use those characters as a means of getting into really deep stuff.
Yeah. Okay, not to spoil it.
Yeah.
But like, what specific part in this play is there one particular song where you're just like, you know what? This is my one of like the magnum opus.
There's two songs that are very much like it's that idea of being messy and being afraid to be messy, but sometimes you have to be messy in order to break through to something new.
Yeah.
So like the most personal songs that are in this concert are very much about being messy.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
In a lot of ways,
Mhm.
in a lot of ways. So.
And then with the play, and you even, like, as in you said, I want to ask you, why is representation so important? I mean, you talked a lot about culture, and, you know, we've talked a little offline about personal,
Yeah.
but like, why is representation, especially for this play, so important?
Well, it's a lot of like, the thing is, for my journey with being a writer and a performer, and having written Lizard Boy, was that I didn't know that I could belong in a place like that. I didn't know I could be a hero of a story until I did it. Because I kind of came up, you know, when I did, and like went to theater and saw movies, and as a young person in college, I never saw anyone who looked like me or any queer people of color in kind of these hero roles. So I left college thinking, okay, when I go audition for plays, I'm gonna be Benvolio. I'm not gonna be Romeo. I'm not gonna be the lead. I'm gonna be like the best friend or the quirky sidekick or the funny, you know, comic relief. And it took me a long time to understand that limit is fake. That like I can be the hero if I decide that I'm the hero. And so it's really important to me to be able to show other people who feel that way that you are the hero of your story, and like this is your life is something that you are living, and it's no one else's, and that means you're the main character. So you deserve to be the main character. Always.
I like that.
Hey.
And so when does the play start?
Triple Firesign is Monday, November 4th and Tuesday, November 5th.
Okay, so it is coming.
It's coming up.
And it's nervous.
A little bit, but I have three really amazing friends. My partner, Tyler Rogers, my best friends, Kiki Delore and Sarah Russell, who I've worked with in theater before. They're all singing with me, so it's going to be a good time.
So you're good.
I'm good.
You're good. Just around love.
Exactly.
Well, before we get out of here, I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
We got to let community know where they need to be November 4th.
All right.
So please look in the camera and let them know.
Hi. Triple Firesign is going to be at the Erickson Off-Broadway on Capitol Hill with Intiman Cabaret, and you can find tickets to that at intiman.org.
That was good.
Hey.
I must say. Might have to talk to you about some tickets, but I just want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for being a light. When we are talking about my friend T-Deb, The Art of the Matter, she talks a lot about prioritizing our community folks in arts, making sure community folks are being taken care of. And I mean, looking at the work that you've said that you've done post-pandemic, you are coming full circle.
Hey.
So we are proud to be around superheroes such as yourself. So thank you so much for coming on
Thank
today.
you. Thank you so much. Such an honor to be here.
Happy. And thank you, community. We totally enjoyed our guest today, but just check us out tomorrow. Same The Day with Trae time, same Day with Trae channel. Okay? Thank you for coming on today. And remember to walk with love. See you tomorrow.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.